Hey guys, and welcome back to Self-Making Man, where we're helping you build your brand from the ground up with the very basics of social media. This week, we're talking about engagement and impressions. What are they? What's the difference? Stick around and you'll find out.
I ain't no Rembrandt, yeah, but you can build me up just to tear me down now. Cause I ain't no Rembrandt, yeah, but I can turn nothing into something now.
Social media has a lot of things to keep track of. Tweets, retweets, likes, comments, shares, a bunch of different platforms. How do you know what's important? Well, ultimately, it all boils down to two things: impressions and engagement. An impression is when any content you've made goes in front of the eyes of someone else, however briefly. One impression is the equivalent of you scrolling through your Instagram feed and a photo pops up, you scroll past it, but you saw it. That's a singular impression. An impression is not how many people have seen a piece of content, it's how many times that piece of content has been viewed. So, say you post something funny on your friend's wall, they see it, that's an impression. Every time they go back to it to show someone else, that is a different impression, even though it's coming from the same account, potentially even on the same device. The fancy term for how many people have seen your content is called reach, but it's fairly hard to track in social media for obvious reasons, so a lot of the time impressions are really what's used. Impressions are one of the most important social media stats because ultimately it shows how much attention your content is getting. And that's pretty much the basics of impressions. It's a really simple concept. Anytime your content appears on a screen, that's an impression. Now, engagement. Engagement is anytime anyone's taken an action on any content you've made. That could be a like, a comment, a share, a tweet, a retweet. Really, anytime anyone has pressed a button to in any way engage or interact with your content, that's an engagement. Engagement is important because it shows that the content inspired action. Whether it was a like, a comment, a share, a tweet, a retweet, whatever it was, something about that post caused someone to decide to do something about it instead of just scrolling past it and ignoring it. Even negative comments count as engagement because at the end of the day, they still cared enough to leave you some sort of opinion of what they had to say. And it gives you the chance to respond, which brings me to the holy grail of advice when it comes to engagement: respond. Anytime anyone leaves any comment on anything, respond to them. Unless it's a harassing comment that really has nothing to do with the topic at hand, yeah, feel free to ignore that. But even a negative comment, that's feedback. Take it to heart, see if they've got a point, but ultimately respond to them and let you know that you've heard them. If it's something positive, then definitely respond to it. This person is your fan, and if you engage with them, you're gonna solidify that fandom. You might have heard about engagement rate before as a metric for success. So what that is the amount of engagement you have on a post divided by how many followers you have. That gives you a good idea of about how many of your followers are not just seeing your content, but liking it and engaging with it. When we're talking about brands or businesses, typically an engagement rate around 3 to 5% is considered average to good. Hopefully the pile of social media terms is a bit less confusing now, because at the end of the day, it breaks down to how many times your stuff was viewed, that's impressions. How many times anyone engaged with your content, that's engagement. Whether it's likes, shares, retweets, any special name for it, that's engagement. And now that you know how useful and positive engagement is, how about you throw some to me? Give me a like if you like this video, comment below if you've got anything you want to say on this, and at the end of the day, if you want to see more, you can always subscribe to the channel or come back every Sunday for a new video. Next week, I'm going to teach you guys all about analytics.